Hi, I'm Keith and welcome to my art studio, where today I have something very unique for me, very unique. I've done this a handful of times where you start with a dark background or halftone grays or halftone browns and put your highlights on it. I decided to go full blast yesterday. I went to the art supply store, picked up a couple of sheets of this brown, a couple of sheets of gray, and I just sat down to do it. And I tell you, I was very impressed with results. I love this, and it was a lot of work. It was very counterintuitive. It was different, but I think it looks really super cool. So this video, I'm going to show you how I did it. And you're going to see kind of the struggles I had at first, because it's kind of hard to see your darks against the darks until the lights start coming in. And it gets cooler and cooler as you go along. So while I have you here, I'd like to ask you to please like, subscribe, and please leave me a comment and let me know if you like this. Let me know if I should do more of these things. Because if you do, I got 4 or 5 sheets of paper that I purchased. You know, I went big time. I bought some art supplies. And I will try this again. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and check out this video. Welcome to my grand experiment. You can see right there, the final product did come out pretty good. I was very, very happy with it. But here, at the beginning, it was kind of a struggle, because drawing those blacks onto the dark gray or dark brown, it was hard to see what I was doing. And I was getting a reflection off the graphite, off the 2 lights. I have light on the left, a light on the right when I make my recordings so I don't get nasty shadows. But the angle of that light, well, there you can see I fixed it right there. I moved it down so I wouldn't get that reflection. So on the camera, it looked good. Here is the fun part. The fun part for me is when I get my white pencil out. Now, I bought like 4 or 5 different brands of white pencils because I didn't know which one would be the best. And I found out that the Prismacolors, I think, is the best ones for drawing on this surface or any other surface. They're just made for it. So right now, in my world, the light always comes from the left side of the page. It's always been that way for me. The light comes from the left. So I'm always highlighting on the left side of my image here. So all my shadows are on the right. And then you'll see later on, I backfill all of my shadows with blue. It's kind of a comic book effect, and it's very effective because it fills out the dark areas so they're not just dark brown. So this is the fun part. I'm thinking about texture. I'm thinking about lines. I'm thinking about all kinds of neat things I can do. I'm having a good old time here because I'm just experimenting. I had no idea how this was going to work, if it's going to work, because realistically, this is the first time I've actually done this on a full scale. And it's interesting. When you look at the image, it almost looks like you could feel it. Like your eyeballs could touch that. I mean, it gives you such a cool 3D effect. And that's why I think I want to try this again. Because when I draw on white paper, I don't get that same kind of effect. I just need to figure out how to do my lighting better. Now that I've done one video, I think I figured it out. So next time I do this, I think I'll have an easier time doing it. So I'm doing the head and the teeth, and it was kind of cool as when you do the teeth, the whites just really pop. They look really, really super cool. Now I didn't want my dragon, and this is a dragon, to be totally just white. So later on, I add a little bit of color, not a whole bunch, kind of an accent yellow. And there's some red in here as well. You'll see it as I come to it. I didn't put a lot of effort into the neck because I just wanted to highlight the head. Maybe next time I'll go a little bit deeper, but I put a little bit of stuff in the neck, a little bit of structure, but not much. So for the most part, I was using my white pencils and adding my highlights and having a good old time. And I mean, I enjoy the art quite a bit. And to me, art is like magic. It's like I'm doing something magical with my hand and these pencils. And it's like, how do you do this? And I admire anybody who can do this kind of stuff. By looking at that pencil end, I can tell it's a blue. So right now, I am backfilling all of my shadows. Not all of them, but a lot of them. This gives it even more of a 3D contour and more of a comic book look. I think what am I doing here? I'm using my white pencil again, adding some more highlights here and there. Is that? No, that's blue. That's my blue pencil. I'm just holding it to the side there. Now, this is something I found out it was kind of interesting. I'm adding some reds here in the mouth. Some colors are better at coverage than others. Red covers very, very well. Blue is pretty good, and the yellow was pretty good. You'll see yellow coming up. The white it was kind of a struggle in certain parts. I used marker pen in this for my outlines. And when I went to go over the marker pen with white, it wouldn't do anything. Is that what I might think it is? I think I'm putting paint on now. Yes. This is a cool part. I have a bottle on the left side of the page where you can't see, or left side of the screen. It's airbrush paint I just bought off the shelf. It's basically acrylic, watered down. Basically, it's just the same thing as watercolors. But it's pre-mixed. All I got to do is shake the bottle. I dip my little thin brush in there and do my highlights. And I really like that. And I actually went to the art store. I bought myself another bottle of it because I like how it works. I thought about getting some other colors besides white, but I realized I can just use my acrylic paints and give me some bottles and just water it down myself and make my own. But I did like the white, so I bought myself another bottle. And this really adds the highlights. This white just jumps. I mean, it just jumps right off the page. So anything I touch with that, it just looks amazing. So this part here is an interesting part because I do a lot of ink washes. If you follow my page, you know I love the ink wash. And I did not know if ink wash was going to work on this. I had no clue. So I didn't even have my ink wells ready to go. I had to go back to the sink between edits and get my ink going. I wanted to have some darks around his eye so he'd look menacing. I do that a lot. So I just got my dark out, about an 80% gray, and started going around the eye, and it actually turned out pretty good. I was actually pretty impressed. Now I wonder if I should have done that before I put the highlights on. I probably should have. So I learned something. This was a learning experience. I learned maybe put the ink wash on first, then bring on my whites. But then I don't know if the white pencil is going to draw over the ink. It's kind of finicky when it comes to the white pencil. And I really did not want to use a whole lot of thick white paint on this. I wanted to make it as pencil-y as possible. So I used a little bit of white paint for highlights, a little bit of ink wash for some shadowing, but overall it's mostly pencil. Now, if you notice on the in his mouth, I accidentally sprayed some white paint onto the canvas. So to cover that up, I added some other colors to make it look like he was screaming and junk was flying out of his mouth. It was kind of effective. It was a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. So right now, I think I'm going over it with some more blue. Yes, I think I had 2 different color blue pencils going. I got into pencils about 3 weeks ago. I bought myself 2 sets, and then I went through the pencil rack and bought myself some specialty colors. So I have lots and lots of pencils. One thing I've noticed, you don't see it when I'm doing this, I run about 10 pencils at a time. In about 15 minutes, I have to go back and sharpen them all. And then again, and again, and again. I mean, I'm constantly sharpening pencils here. I got an electric pencil sharpener in the other room. But, I mean, I go through pencils so fast. So I had to buy some more. I mean, the 2Bs are pretty cheap. They're just the kind of pencils you get at school. But I have a lot of 6Bs and a lot of 8Bs as well. While I got you here, I want to remind you, please subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know if you think this is cool. I want you to tell me if you think this is cool. I mean, I think it's cool. I want to know what you think. Because I'm thinking of trying it again. I bought 4 or 5 pieces of paper, different shades of brown and gray. And after this learning experience, I think I've learned a few things. But I need you to let me know. And please subscribe. Please subscribe.